Hey guys, cup of coffee, good morning. So I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about some of the stuff I hit on yesterday as far as my video on the scaling debate and what it was really about. It was a hostile takeover of Bitcoin. And I wanted to continue on that because I had hinted a little bit about block size and the debate in that, and the truth about block size from the way I understand it and what I've read and found out about it. Now let's split it up between the two different softwares that are being proposed. Now Segwit has done a compromise and increased the block size through a compromise on that debate. I personally feel this is the wrong way to go. 1 megabyte block size is just fine. But nevertheless, that's what they did do. So they did do a compromise. So it's not like Bitcoin Core is completely ignoring everyone on everything. They have done compromises. They're trying to work with everyone to fix the problems with Bitcoin, the scaling problems. And a word on that, is the blocks aren't even completely full on Bitcoin. When you go and you look at the block size, currently they're not being completely filled up to the 1 megabyte capacity. But as far as the other side of the coin, now Bitcoin Unlimited, they really have not done any compromises. They're a hostile takeover. It's our way or the highway kind of a feeling, and they have proposed the ability to make the block size increase it to whatever they feel like putting it at. And there's something fishy here going on about that, and I really think we need to really look into it really hard. And we got to look at who's pushing Bitcoin Unlimited the most, and where the money's coming from and going to on this whole Bitcoin Unlimited adventure. And you're looking at Roger Ver. He's pushing it hard. And we look at one of his buddies in this whole thing is actually the owner of Bitman, the ant miner. They make the ant miners that mine Bitcoin, and I believe they are at this point they are the only one that builds Bitcoin mining hardware. Anyway, so the owner of Bitman, and I can't find his name. I've heard it before, and I've read this stuff and heard this stuff, and I can't find it right now, but maybe someone could throw a comment down below with the name. But he's pushing for Bitcoin Unlimited, and Bitcoin Unlimited has the possibility of whatever. I mean, if they want to do a gigabyte or a terabyte block size, hey, they can do it with Bitcoin Unlimited. Now, why is this really bad? And let me explain this to you. Bitman runs some really big mining pools. They also have some private mining pools that he's running. And what you can do when you have a oversized block size, a really big one, and you're running a pool, you run the pool, you run the miners, You know, he has the fastest miners. He's going to have the fastest miners before anyone else running on his personal network pool. And what this means is that all he needs to do is make sure that he has the fastest miners before everyone else. And then he goes and runs specialized software in his pool. And what this software does is it'll time everything just right. And you go and you build a block, because when you're mining, you're building a block. You're finding it, putting all the transactions in it. You make that block really big, okay? And then it's like you make the block big, and then after that block's confirmed, right? Because you're running faster, you're going to get that confirmed quicker. What's going to happen then is all the other miners in the world are going to be going and trying, they're either going to be trying to create a new block, which they're not going to have, they're going to be up against a wall because he's running faster equipment, right? The next thing that they're going to be doing is everyone that's running to or confirm on that block to get rewards for confirming the block, right? They're going to be confirming that block. It's going to be so big that by time that block has been confirmed, his pool might be 2 or 3 blocks ahead of that. Everyone because spending time confirming a block, he's already most new blocks. Okay, there's no special playing field. All he needs to do is write his firmware order into this stuff in order to find longer firm blocks or only mocks for a new block confirm blocks. It's only blocks. It's not. So what? Any blocks that size is big, even more. That does puts money centralized in his Bitcoin on the pocket massive rewards because are going to be the huge reward. This of new block, which on discovery, not big on combinations. So, information. No one's talked so about this. This is a massive, massive power into one centralized location or group. You know, you got Coin Unlimited. They're gonna have the control of Bitcoin. Bitman is going to end up being the ones reaping the rewards at the cost of everybody else that's mining. You know, if you're mining Bitcoin and this goes through, you know, there's a possibility it may not happen right away, but it's going to happen to where you're just not going to see the rewards. You're not. And even when you're running the fastest equipment, because he's going to have the stuff that ain't even out yet. And like I said, running special software. So what this does is it puts the money out of mining massively into Bitman, which is already going. It puts Bitcoin Core out of the picture, Bitcoin Unlimited in control of Bitcoin, and Bitcoin Unlimited is going to do exactly what Bitman wants and what Ver wants. It'll put Ver in control and Bitman in control, and Bitcoin Unlimited is going to be steering the ship. And they're going to be yes sir, no sir. They're going to do exactly what their masters want. And this is not going to be good for the rest of us as far as if you're mining. And it's, I don't think it's going to be very good for us if, you know, as far as using Bitcoin for going out and use every day. When you're running huge blocks like that, you know, the theory is you're running so many blocks that the fees will go down, or so many transactions in a block, the fees go down. But when you have the miners and a miner, the company that makes the miners, you know, in control, of course he's going to be he's going to be telling them, I want the fees raised. So if Bitcoin Unlimited goes, you're going to see higher fees. It may not be right away. I'm talking about the future. Maybe a year down the road, you're going to start seeing all of this, if it passes, to come in, you know, to start showing up. It's going to, fees are going to raise. The miners are not going to be getting the rewards they're getting now, even with on newer equipment. This could be really bad. So this is something that, another thing, not a lot of people are talking about, and I wanted to bring it to everybody's attention. Have it, you know, have a discussion about it. You know, because it just seems like everyone's focusing on other stuff, and they're not looking at the core of it. You know, if the core of an apple is rotten, the whole apple is rotten. And I don't want Bitcoin to become rotten. You know, I don't want it to be ruined. I mean, it's hard to say be ruined, because I mean, I don't know if it's going to ruin it, you know, but something like this is going to definitely push, like, it's going to push other cryptocurrencies to take Bitcoin's spot. And this fight has become so toxic. We see right now, you know, the dominance of Bitcoin is all-time record lows. And it just keeps on going down more. And the only reason why it's that way is simply because of the scaling debate. You know, we're at 68.1% Bitcoin dominance right now as I'm speaking. 68. Now, you know, that means approximately 1/3 of all money that's in cryptocurrency is not in Bitcoin. That's not normal. It's always been, you know, Bitcoin's always been had better numbers than that. And it just seems like it's just going down. And people are arguing over stuff that I just think is stupid when we look at what the true consequences are long term. Anyway, that's my thoughts for the morning, and tell me what you guys think. Am I right? Am I wrong? You know, this is really based on my opinion, and based upon things that I read and I research and that I find. I'm not saying I'm perfect. I could be wrong on some stuff, but this is what it looks like to me. I think we need to have a discussion more about the core of what's happening, and not the skin of it. I think everybody's out fighting on the skin of the whole thing, and there's a problem in the core. So, and you lose the core of it, and you lose everything. You know, if you it's like the apple theory. You know, if the core of the apple's bad, the whole apple's bad. That if you part of the skin that's bad, you can cut off part of the skin and you got a good apple, so you can eat it. And anyway, that's where we're sitting. Anyway, have a good. I want everybody to have a good day later, and see you.